I could genuinely fall asleep right now.
I
know, this is so chill.
Absolutely.
Who's hyped?
Was this like what you changed? Those sounds were like intentional. Those like kind of white noise sounds.
It's doing its thing. It's just doing whatever it does.
Wait, what happened to the cute little song that was on before?
That could go back. You missed that? Is that what you want?
What song? I thought
I like it better than this like white noise falling asleep.
Oh, it was just nature sounds.
It's too poppy. I don't know. The problem is I still haven't set up. I did everything else today except for set up all the audio stuff. So I'm stuck with what is in essence like corporate stock music.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I thought it was fine. Just like the white noise was extra bizarre.
Just keep doing that.
There's a song in my heart.
Is it this?
Making up your own.
Oh, guys,
I have
welcome.
I definitely was like, I think I need to check my headphones because I'm hearing like weird noises.
I thought my phone was broken. Becca, Kreider, Stormzy.
I think he was saying that just because it said that we were live. He's like, wait, this can't be true. It's been 3 weeks. My phone must be broken.
Jedi. We started subbing at the same time. Hello, Twitch.
What's crazy to me is mine says that I'm 29 months and Jedi says 33 months, but I am literally the first
like the first person. Yeah. Like
I was
how?
the first to test the feed or to test the channel. I was the first one to sub, and for whatever reason, I've lost 4 months.
Point. Yeah.
I've lost 4 months to Jedi. I don't know when that happened.
Maybe it's the thing like on Switch where you can like change the setting to like, you know, like you do in Animal Crossing, obviously, to speed up the seasons or whatever as you need to.
Time. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh, guys, I have so much to talk about. I've got a list of things to talk about. It's
a list?
Like,
I have a reasonable list.
I left something off the list that I'm now adding. It's fine. I'll add while you introduce us.
Hey everybody, my name's Andrew, and this is our friend Patrick. Actually, the screen is the same for everybody.
Yeah.
This is our friend Patrick, and that's Lauren.
I really like that you just updated the note that we have because
You're welcome.
I make my own notes every week.
Who are you dressed as today?
Myself, I have a nice Forever 21 shirt on.
Nice.
I didn't come prepared.
Do you feel indeed Forever 21?
Only height-wise.
Height-wise, you're Forever 14. Lauren, you don't forget that we know you. We know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a magic trick. I'm gonna hold this here, and at some point, I'm not gonna move it from the screen. At some point, it will disappear from my hand.
What is that?
I'm just gonna
something
hold
that
it
Mackenzie
here.
wants, and he's waiting for her to come take it from him.
Is it a notebook?
Except she just texted me and said she's not coming to get it. So in that
Oh,
case,
so you're just stuck holding this the whole time. Mackenzie.
it's gone now.
Oh, no. I was like, please wait as long as possible.
Just gonna hold this here.
I already have another haircut. Just hold it here. I already have another haircut scheduled. I don't.
I need a haircut.
So I feel like, sorry, someone started talking about haircuts. I don't remember. I did. Look, nobody can see here. It's a crazy.
Yeah,
okay.
It's an illusion.
So, she did that thing that you
Next
do as a
time, tell
kid.
Mackenzie to wear pants when she jumps on screen.
she did that thing you do as a kid where you feel like if you run fast enough, nobody will notice you.
Yeah. If they don't see,
But it's actually the
you
opposite.
Don't see them,
if you don't move, they can't see you.
If you don't see them, they don't see you. So
They don't
she just
see
walked
you.
in with her eyes closed as she went across the room.
Yeah, so nothing happened.
Yes.
No, I feel like I did get a haircut 2 weeks ago, but I feel like they left a lot in the chin area. Like somehow too much down
You
here.
don't like your new
I feel
barber?
like it's like a little box. No, I don't. I'm going
Nobody's
to someone else.
gonna know.
No, I already have another one. Another appointment made for this week for like 6 days from now, 5 days from now. So hopefully
That's
they
really
can.
soon.
6 days from now would be next week, wouldn't it? Because it'd be Sunday.
I guess it depends on which calendar you use. 5 days from now, which also is someone's birthday, but I'm not going to tell you who.
Wah, wah, wah.
A mystery birthday in a week.
So recently, Mackenzie and I started using. This did not stay where I put it. It just recently we started using Monarch money to like add all of our accounts together and like track expenses and stuff like that. It's just it's really convenient to not have to, like, once you set it up, that's inconvenient, like getting it set up. But once it's set up, you just log in one place and see everything, which is nice. But the problem is I cannot buy Mackenzie a birthday present because she will know if I when I buy one.
Does that include the gold bars you have buried in the backyard?
They track everything.
Dang.
It's like you just have a camera feed that just points at the hole, and then
But
they know
whose
if they get stuck up.
backyard? See, that's when I know.
Yeah, which one? You got 2 right now.
I think this whole desk just almost collapsed. By the way. So anyway.
Oh gosh.
I hope.
Exciting.
I hope to all things sacred and holy that it happens during the record. I just hope it just goes down.
I agree.
Hopefully, while you're talking, actually, like.
Mackenzie's birthday is Saturday, and I just won't be able to buy anything till day of.
But you're leaving her to go get a haircut on her birthday.
Why don't you just take cash out?
Or am I?
Just take cash out.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I should do that.
And then, oh no, what you could do is have somebody else purchase her gift, and then you just Apple Pay them.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Did your card get messed up or
So
something?
if someone in chat will buy her a present, I will just
No, he put all of their accounts into one thing, and so now she has full access to see what is purchased.
She's been watching a lot of these shows where 2 people are married for 20 years and they're super happy, and then one day the wife finds out that the husband has put them like $2.2 million in debt from gambling. So we're trying to prevent that situation.
What, like, I feel like honestly, like, you getting into debt from gambling is not believable, but like, what would be the thing that is more believable for Patrick to be in debt for? Like $2 million in debt for
Marvel Snap cards.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Can I say what I think the more what I think the more realistic play here is?
Mm-hmm.
That Mackenzie watched that, Patrick overheard it and didn't want her to put them $2.1 million.
So Mackenzie is the gambler.
You can only buy like $8 Old Navy shirts catch up to you. So
yeah,
it's really
especially if you
splurging.
especially if you don't go on their 40% weekends.
Yeah.
A bug.
Big spender.
There's a bug across from me that I'm staring at right now.
Are you gonna get
Well,
it?
should we get started?
I'm just gonna watch it the whole episode. Yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm excited to talk. We have a lot of stuff to go through.
Okay, well then let's clap and get started. 3 and 2 and 1 and.
That was really nice on
Here
mine.
we go.
Did anybody see the Kid Robot ashtray this week?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
I'm assuming it was a New York Comic Con thingy.
Who knows? I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Sorry.
Here we
All right,
go.
continue.
Welcome to episode 569 of the Pop Culture Roundtable. The podcast that's only negative impact on society is a total disregard for all authority and governance. In this episode, we talk about Tucana Builder, apartment therapy, and piece by piece. I'm Andrew Sale.
I'm Lauren Rubin.
I'm Patrick Hill.
So gather your best bipartisan buddies and get the vote out for another episode.
Early voting starts today in Texas.
That's fine. That's fair enough.
Oh,
I was gonna say always
like,
blue.
let's keep it-
Always blue.
Yeah.
What show is that from?
Silicon Valley.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. For
Always
some
blue,
reason, I
always
don't
blue.
know why, but I always mix it up with friends when they're trying to keep the ball from like hitting the ground.
yeah.
I mix those things up. It's not the same.
Or
It is two like sitcoms with a silly
Fireball.
That's
Did you get a
something
new
different.
lighter, Andrew?
Another Friends game.
Okay, hold on. Before we get started, I'm gonna real quick share this because block. Oh my gosh. Because I'm not gonna talk about this on the episode, but I do want to show you what I'm talking about real quick. So
Yeah. You wouldn't be caught dead talking about this.
I would not talk about this on the episode unless you like it. But one second. Share.
Oh,
This.
I like this.
Ooh.
So it's a ceramic Dunny ashtray.
Love the
I
color.
dig that.
It's so good. Now it's only 5 inches tall, but $39. And look, it's this nice fade.
Nice
I
gradient.
really like this. Yeah.
Oh,
Very cute.
man.
That's all. I saw it this week, and it was I wanted it so bad. I do wish it was maybe like just slightly larger.
It's not.
But
That's not a terrible price, really. Like I think
It's
that's
really
fine.
not for ceramic. No, absolutely not.
correct. It just
It's really cute. I like
That's
it.
so good.
it is just absolutely so good. So this is
Here's the
I love that like his mouth is the like ashtray part.
yeah.
It's funny. It looks like
Except
go
I would
back
do
to
like
the,
what
to the top down of his
in
head.
it or whatever.
Go back to the top down of his head.
Wait, 1 second. I know how to navigate websites. This one right
There
here.
you go. Look, this
Like
is
poison
the
apple. Yeah. Oh, it's
this
perfect.
is the new Drawtober like branding.
Sick.
Hold on. 1 second. Let me see yours. Yeah.
Yeah. I see the resemblance.
It's just a
100%.
mouse. It's just a mouse instead of a rabbit.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is what Mackenzie's getting for her birthday. So
Nice.
Totally her style.
I hope you.
You know, I got my mom a Ninja Turtle action figure for her birthday one year, and then when she said, "Here, I'll let you play with it," I was like, "Okay."
How old were you?
Oh my gosh, I was like, I don't
30.
know.
I know that's what I was hoping you would say. but-
It's the Leonardo troll. Like, you remember when they did that crossover troll figure? Yeah. So it was the Leonardo troll. I was like, it's troll. She'll love it.
That's so
I think
cute.
I got it knowing that I would play with it.
Either Kreider or Jedi still have that.
She might
by the way.
regift it to you.
I still have it.
Yeah.
She
That's very funny.
She did give it to me, and I actually saw it the other day. It's on.
Something else.
Hang on.
Do you have it?
Patrick, do you and Mackenzie watch Great British Bake Off at all?
We're caught up with this season. If you're talking about the current season.
Okay, yes. I am not caught up completely, but one of the contestants really reminds me of Mackenzie, and I don't know her real name, so I'm going to look it up now.
I
you do
remember
still have it.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did,
I
where
don't
did
tell
you just get
lies.
that from?
What?
Where was that just now?
In the bookshelf over here.
Oh,
Like,
you were actively displaying it.
It's on display. Yeah.
Okay. Were you gonna say Georgie? Because
I don't
I
honestly
actually think-
remember any contestants' names because I'm so bad about this. Like, until the show is at least halfway through, I won't remember anyone's. Yes, Georgie. Yes.
Sure, that's funny.
I had to
'cause
look this up.
Georgie reminds
From
me of
It?
Brittany Wong, but she's like a British Brittany Wong with worse teeth.
She totally like reminded me of Mackenzie at first. I just keep calling her Mackenzie when I'm watching it, like because it reminds me of her.
Interesting.
And then
You're
the
saying
little,
she has worse teeth than Brittany Wong?
That is,
I'm
I
not
wouldn't
commenting.
say that's the inflection that I used, but that is what I
I'm
said.
just telling you what I heard.
It's
I'm
good thing she
also
doesn't listen to
obsessed
the
with
show.
the like Slovakian lady. She's incredible.
Yeah, she's great.
She's
great.
my favorite. I was like, I need her to win or at least get to the finals because if I have to watch an episode without her, it won't be the same ever again.
You're not caught up, but I was very happy with the outcome of this week. Both who won, Star Baker, and who got sent home, I was very pleased with.
I'm watching it with
I
my
haven't
friend,
watched
and
any
I've
of-
watched 3 episodes.
I haven't watched any of the new season yet. We are watching Crime Scene Kitchen. Why don't we start the episode?
But I feel like we are. I'm talking.
Yeah, we'll start the episode, but we're only three episodes in the Crime Scene Kitchen, I think. So
I think
There's
that's all the
I
ones
love
that
that there's
that there
an
are.
American guy on Bake Off this year.
Okay, well, hang on. Let's talk.
there's
well,
also
sorry.
hang on. Stop. Can we just start the?
you know what
the-
I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna say it. You know what I'm gonna say. That's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go say it.
We like to kick off every episode by going around the table, which is where we talk about things that are new, fun, and noteworthy about the last couple of weeks. Because if you remember, we are only every first and third Monday/Wednesday of every month. Yeah, Patrick?
There's a Bake Off guy on Crime Scene Kitchen.
Oh, really?
Yes, there is a Bake Off guy in
That's
Crime
all.
Scene Kitchen. Yeah.
You were excited about the New York guy or the Boston guy?
Yeah.
Boston.
Well, it's just funny to me that there was any American person on the show because I always wondered, like, will they ever allow that?
And they didn't.
They did.
Does he live in
I thought he lived there.
in America now, or in
I think he does live in England now, but he has like a thick New York accent. So like he is an American guy. Like so I just like I didn't know if that would be like breaking the rules or like the spirit of the show ever if they like had people who moved there. But
it's interesting
I like
to
it.
me
I think it's cute.
that you think he has a New York accent because I don't.
Well, you having a New York accent has nothing to do with him having
I don't know if it's because he's surrounded by British people in the moment, but like I can't hear it.
Well, he was saying stuff like coffee and stuff, so like
coffee.
Sorry, I was reading.
He doesn't have like a British accent at the very least. Like he has an American accent, even if it's not a New York accent.
The thing is, you only see him for like 5 minutes of the season because he ends up leaving.
I know, but I was just excited that that's like that it was an option now because like one of my friends is also moving to England, so we keep joking that she's gonna try out for Bake Off now.
What part of England?
I will have to ask the name of the town.
Interesting.
I'll find out for you.
Yep, I have to know right now. Well, let's just hold off on the episode for just a second.
Yeah.
Lauren's going to find that out for us.
This is of utmost importance.
Yes, but
there's so much to talk about. Like, we've got so many things that have happened, and even more so than normal because we had a bit of a blunder because we thought that it was the first month, the last one that we did. We thought was the first Monday. Turns out it was the last Monday of the previous month, but in order to stay on track, we didn't do it an extra week. So it's been one extra week than what it would normally be. So there's lots of stuff backed up. So Lauren, why don't you kick us off and tell us what has been going on in your neck of the woods?
At last time we recorded, I had just started getting sick, and I continued to be sick for most of the time then in between then and now.
This worked out great.
Unfortunately, I really got like whammied with something tough. I also like went out of town and all that, so I don't think that helped. So I haven't done a ton of stuff. But
so I got super sick. I didn't rest at all. It's so weird. I didn't get better.
No, I'm not saying that that's weird, but it's just like it didn't help.
Let me go and say that it is definitively not weird because I was just relaying this to a friend of mine a week ago. We were talking about COVID, and I specifically talked about you because last time you had COVID, you celebrated the milestone by running like 3 miles the day after you got diagnosed with it.
I didn't have, but I had no symptoms when that happened. I just like tested positive.
Okay.
Because other people around me had it, and so I was testing, and then I tested positive, but I didn't have any symptoms when that happened.
Okay.
I think the point is he just wants to point out the fact that you had COVID.
I don't take very good care of myself when I'm sick.
That's what I wanted to point
out. But because I've been stuck inside a lot, I've done a lot of things around the house, which will kind of lead into what I wanted to talk about for my master category. But I've hung up some art and shelves and curtains and things, not on the wall behind me, but all the rest of the house.
None of which is visible.
It looks exactly the same as last time I saw you.
How the heck did you even get that up there?
I hired someone, and I have a ladder.
Oh my gosh, you did hire someone! I was saying that as a joke.
No.
I did hire a guy from TaskRabbit because I needed like curtains hung. I needed help hanging 2 really big pieces of art that I didn't know how to hang because they're so heavy, and then all these shelves and a couple other things around the house. Wow. So I just hired.
It must be nice to be one of the 1%ers. You can just hire people to come hang stuff.
Or I'm just single, so I have to find ways to do things myself.
Jeez. Remind me to talk to your accountant. Because I want to see whatever your bills are. All right.
I was like, my Etsy stuff basically paid for this one. But yeah, so now that I'm feeling better, I have gotten out a little bit. My absolute favorite movie of all time is out in theaters right now, which is really cool. It's been re-released for the 20-year anniversary, and it is The Fall by Tarsem. It is a really cool movie. The story is about like a little girl who's in a hospital from an accident from falling picking oranges, and she makes friends with this guy who is a stuntman for movies, and he fell and hurt himself doing that. And he kind of like tells her this sort of like very like Alice in Wonderland or like Wizard of Oz type of story where like all the people that are in the hospital are like included in the story as characters once you see them in this like kind of fairy tale that he's telling her. Oh, excuse me. And
okay.
I just had to like cough
you just keep going. That's fine.
Are you sure it's your favorite movie? Because mid-description, you grossed yourself out.
No, I just had to like cough. Jeez.
You just threw up in your mouth a little bit. Go ahead.
I was trying to just do it quick and keep going, but anyway. So yes, it's a really good movie. I absolutely love it. It's like a really beautiful like movie to watch. It was filmed in like I think like 34 different countries or something like that. It's really awesome, and I think it's still in theaters for a little bit longer if you have kind of like an indie theater around you. I've been really lucky because they have like a little local like Landmark Theater, which is like a chain if you guys don't know it, and it's usually kind of like the older like theater style movie theaters that they get that kind of have like the old like Art Deco type of decorations and everything, and they keep them in that style, but like use them as movie theaters, and they're the type of theaters that do the like Rocky Horror Picture Show at midnight in The Room and all that kind of stuff. But they were also showing this, and I was really excited because they just reopened last weekend when I was out of town, and so this was the first movie I got to see in the remodeled one, and it's literally close enough to my house that I can walk there. So it was really fun to go see literally my favorite movie at this new movie theater that is right down the street. So it's really cool. So River Oaks Theater, like they redid the whole thing. It's nice because you can get food there now and everything. They have like a full bar upstairs and downstairs, and it looks really cute. They did a really good job with the renovation. And I'm just really excited that this is like right down the street now, because like they show great, like all the movies that they pick to show like late at night are usually movies I really, really like. And it's just really exciting. I used to go there a lot before it like closed, but there was just like some stuff with the city where it ended up closing, and it was closed for years, and now it's back. So it's really cool. Like I said, I have been in the house a lot, so I played a lot of video games. I finished Echoes of Wisdom, the like Zelda game, and right before that, I had played this other game that feels more like in season because it's almost Halloween, called Mika and the Witch's Mountain, and it was really cute game. So
Did
it's
I
basically
send that to you? Did I send that to you on Instagram a while ago, or on Kickstarter or something?
Maybe I kickstarted this like way over a year ago, so you probably did send it to me.
I
at some
think
point,
I did
but
send
I don't,
it to you on Kickstarter when I saw it, because that rings a bell for sure.
Yeah, it's really cute. So it's basically like if Kiki's Delivery Service was a video game. Like you are a little witch who goes around this cute little island town and delivers packages and everything around the town. The style is very much like, looks like Wind Waker, and it plays like a platform game and all that. I really, really enjoyed this game. I beat it really quickly, but that is like not a bad thing. I was just so into it. I kept playing it like as much as I possibly could. The music is really good. The like style of the game is very cute. It's like I think like just hard enough, like with the puzzles and stuff, like, and how like figuring out where you need to go with everything that you're delivering. And I really thought it was a fun little game. So I'm excited to see that other people know about this. You can just like straight out buy the game now on Switch if you didn't kickstart it. So it is available, and I think like Steam and everything else. And they're also doing a board game version of it called Delivery Witches, which looks really cute. I don't know if I'll get that just because I don't play like a ton of board games, but it's in the same style as the game. The little, what do you call the little like wooden
Meeples.
Thank you. The meeples are adorable for it. It looks really, really cute. I just don't play enough games like to buy
Do you
this. Really.
have to? Is it only on the Kickstarter? Like,
I believe right now it's only on the Kickstarter, but I think it's way past fully funded. So like, I think they might go on to mass producing it. I don't know all the details because I wasn't as interested in this.
I didn't see the board game portion of it.
I was getting emails about that because it was like part of the Kickstarter thing. But really great game to play on Switch. It's pretty quick. It's definitely like very kid friendly. Really just like a pleasant, nice game. It feels very like fall vibes, and I really, really enjoyed playing that. I've got a couple other things real quick. I got some stuff in the mail from our buddy Art by Colin. His little like thank you package for doing his X-Men show, the Danger Room show. So he sent me this cool koozie that's for the event and everything.
Nice.
Got the X on the back. Got some cool stickers that he and Mr. Hope did. Really
I love
nice.
that Wolverine. That is
it's really, really
Wolverine.
cute. And this little Gambit pin.
Fun.
His style. Like his little portrait of X style, and a little note, and it's just really nice of him. So I wanted to say thank you, and that was a really cool show to do as well. So I hope that there's more in the future. That would be really cool.
I was thinking about him today. This piece right here, this one.
Yes,
I don't know how to point because it's
you
everything's
got it.
backwards.
You got it.
This one.
Yeah.
That is a piece that he sent to me after Stan Lee died. He did that like little like tribute piece of Stan Lee where he's got the Spider-Man suit on underneath. And it's I think the piece is called Excelsior or something like that. But,
I remember that one.
Not
really
a
good.
lot of pieces have after getting rid of pretty much all the art and collectibles and things that I had, there only a couple pieces that have lived on the wall, and that's one of them. So I was thinking about him today when I was coming in here getting set up.
I have his Dilophosaurus print right in the other room over there. It's one of my absolute favorite prints. It's so cool.
Have y'all seen the new Kolb prints, by the way? The spoke art prints?
The Muppets one? Yes.
Well, did you see the Alien one that was
yes.
went out today?
The one from the Wes Anderson
City.
film.
Yeah.
I saw
and
that
there's
one. Very cute.
I shared another one in Slack. The like downtown New York. It's like all the marquees or whatever. Did you see that?
Oh yeah,
really cute.
Yeah, Times
I really
Square.
like that one.
Yeah,
that was really good.
We need to have him back on the show.
Yeah,
he's good.
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's where I'm at in my life, depressed, or if it's just kidding. I don't know if it's where I'm at in terms of I kind of like oversaturated myself with like buying a lot of stuff, so maybe that's waned enough that I'm starting to get interested in artwork and toys.
Yeah,
maybe it's because I got rid of some stuff, or maybe it's just what's coming out. But I'm just hitting a phase where like I'm starting to get that itch again. Stuff's starting to look good
harder.
to me.
It's getting a lot harder to tell myself no when I see these things. Like
you made space for all these new things.
That's true. That kid robot.
I see a whole wall over there.
That Dunny that you just showed us a minute ago. Yeah. I'm like, I really want that, but like. We just cleaned all this stuff out. Like, there's no way I can
like
do that.
3 months ago, 6 months ago, it wouldn't have even the idea of want wouldn't have even.
It would have been
crossed
like,
my mind.
oh, that's cool, and then move on.
Yeah.
But now it's like there's a debate in my head now.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
I've got to tell myself no.
We're on this. We're just like synced up, yo.
I know, yo.
I was like, I did a lot of like organizing
My
and cleaning,
dude.
but I got rid of so much stuff when I moved that I didn't need to get rid of so much stuff now.
Yeah, that was smart.
But you spent all your money.
I moved everything.
You spent all your money hiring someone to hang everything, though. So now
yeah, and paying my car insurance, which sucks.
You know, you can save 15% or more on your car insurance by switching to Geico. Not sponsored.
What would you tell me if I said I had Geico?
I'd say you're doing it wrong.
Oh no, she also has the consumption. What else happened?
I just keep coughing.
Listen,
Not much else has really happened.
gonna
I've
say
just been getting
dysentery?
ready for Halloween, which I'm very excited for. And I know you guys don't really dress up, so I won't bother to ask you. But I did want to steal.
I'm dressed up right now.
Oh,
in exactly what I'm gonna wear on Halloween.
Yeah, I was like
It's
sailor
true.
casual. Okay, but I did want to steal a different pop culture question to ask you guys about Halloween instead. And this is from another podcast, but I thought it was a really good question, which was, what is a like pop culture thing that used to scare you really bad when you were a little kid, or possibly does still scare you?
Pennywise.
Yeah, that was the first thing that they said. Yeah,
Scared
I agree
me.
with that.
I saw that when
I saw that movie and it was traumatic. I've never watched
Pretended to
any
be
of the other
asleep.
It's again.
I pretended to be asleep on the couch so that my parents wouldn't send me to bed, and I rolled over right when I saw him coming out of the grave in the original film. You remember when he's standing in the grave?
Yep.
And
terrifying.
that set it set me on a course.
If you remember, Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yes.
The blue goo person, whoever that was, wouldn't they like turn into like?
I don't remember that one. I wasn't allowed to watch this show after a certain point because it did give me nightmares.
I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna.
So I listened to another podcast. I've talked about it before years and years ago. But there's a podcast called the SMIC something. So SMIC stands for Saturday Morning Ice Cream Podcast, and it used to be called the Scary Movie Ice Cream Podcast, and it's gone on to like its third or fourth iteration. Anyway, one of the guys on there, Mike, he is doing a rewatch of all the Are You Afraid of the Darks, and he set it so that it would end on Halloween. And he backtracked it, and so he's watching one episode a day for the
I wonder
last
if that show is
many
as
days.
scary as I remember it being.
And they
Probably
they
not.
He says that a lot of them hold up and some of them are really creepy, but then yeah, there's some that aren't quite as creepy as he remembers when he was a younger kid. But literally every week we get an Are You Afraid of the Dark update on the SMIC.
The ghastly
I might have to check that out
grinner.
because like I don't necessarily want to rewatch it, but I would have fun like having somebody like quickly recap them.
Yeah.
Like that would be enjoyable.
It was this guy, if it'll focus, the Ghastly Grinner. I don't know if it's
What is that from?
Yes, the Jester.
Yes,
The Jester. The Jester for sure scared the crap out of me growing up.
Freaked me out so much.
100%. Yeah.
And that was from Are You
totally
Afraid of
remember
the Dark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That
don't remember,
thing
but I might not
was
have caught. I might not have caught that one.
terrifying.
He was one of the iconic baddies. Like
Hated
it,
that
it
guy.
The
was,
episode I remember the most is the one about the lizard people. Do you guys remember that one? Where
Are
like
you talking about
there was like no,
Land
this
of the
was like
Lost?
no, I'm serious. Like this was a
The
like
Sleesacks?
there was like a high school and they were like something in the food was making the kids like turn into lizard people and they were like hiding in the sewers under the school. This is
Are you
what I
sure that this
remember.
wasn't in one of your Animorphs?
No,
I swear this was a real episode.
she falls asleep to Alex Jones at night. That's what this is.
Oh, I see.
I remember this, but like maybe I'm making it up, but that or maybe it was a different show, maybe. But I remember that being really scary.
Hey,
that
it was
like
a
the
different
last
time.
episode
We
I
know
watched.
that. We know
Yeah.
that. It was a different time.
That was at very least the last one that I watched. But
With
yeah,
the
I think
eggs in the pool.
Sure, could be. That could be anything.
it's maybe he's backing me up on my lizard people theory.
I guess
I
they
think the
lay
one-
eggs in the pool, maybe? Maybe they lay eggs in the pool? Not like scrambled
Maybe
eggs?
I don't remember. This is very fuzzy memory, so there's a good chance that I'm wrong. But this is something that I remembered in my brain. The one that like I like really don't like, and I still think is kind of creepy, is E.T. And I think he's really creepy looking, and that movie is creepy, and you'll never convince me otherwise.
But honestly, the creepiest part of that movie are the scientists that come in the like the space,
Yeah, but,
like the hazmat suits.
yeah, but because E.T. is sick and like sucking the life out of Elliot, that's so weird. Like,
Is that what's
like
happening?
he gets
He's
sick
sucking
and
the
then
life out of
Elliot
him?
gets sick. Like it seems,
Yeah,
it
but
always
he's not
seems connected to
he's-
me.
He's not sucking the life out of Elliot. They just become connected, and so he's feeling what he's feeling. That's it. I don't think that's.
But
don't
it
think
just
that's
seems
E.T.'s
very like
fault.
parasitic, where like for whatever reason that ET is sick with this like
Warren.
this crazy disease, like he is like, like doing the same thing to Elliot. It's very weird. A very weird movie. Very creepy. That scene where they're like in the like backyard and then like they peek out of the corn, absolutely terrifying.
I agree that Jumanji was kind of scary.
I really liked that movie, but I remember making my mom like leave the theater. But then before we got to the car, I'm like, no, I want to see the end of it.
Of Jumanji? You were
Wow.
scared of
Yeah.
Jumanji?
There's no way she took you back in, right?
Yes, she did. So we
So
saw the end.
she got you to leave the theater. You got to the car and then you asked.
Well, not like
she
all,
to go
maybe
back
not all the
inside.
way to the car, but like we were starting to leave, and I said, I think I want to go back and watch the rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ask to leave, or did she say we're leaving?
I don't remember if I asked to leave or not.
Okay.
But I was definitely like scared and didn't want to be there. Like I
So
had to get out
you
for a
wanted
second
to leave
and
then.
calm down. Yes.
She wanted to go.
I
Yes.
see.
So in like a flip of that question, movies that are supposed to be scary that didn't scare you. Do you have?
Oh,
do you
that's a
have any
good
of those?
question.
Like pop culture. I asked this question because I was
Do you
thinking
have an
about it this
example?
week. Not from when I was a kid, but I just
Mm-hmm.
Terrifier 3 is out right now, and it's got all this like buzz about how it's like the movie theaters are giving you branded throw up bags because of how gory and violent this movie is and blah blah. And I'm like, okay, well, I feel like I want to see what this is all about. But it's Terrifier 3, and so I need to watch the first two. So I watched the first one. It's on Peacock, and it's supposed to be scary, but you know the character, right? Like the villain of that movie.
I don't know this.
You've seen it. He's that
I'll look
black
it up.
and white. He's that black and white clown with like the sharp like.
Oh,
gross
yes, I have
teeth.
seen
His name
this.
is Art the
Yes.
Clown. You've seen memes of him all over the place, Patrick. I guarantee you've
I-
seen.
yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
as
wanna
soon
see
as I googled this, I do recognize
you
this
know
character.
who it is. And so I watched it, and it was not scary at all. It was definitely gory. It was gross. But it was just a bunch of non sequiturs. There was no story. It didn't make any sense. The writing was just bad, and the acting was just a little bit better than the terrible writing. And yeah. Anyway, I wasn't scared at all. I didn't look at that. I didn't have any nightmares. There was nothing like. I didn't have to sleep with the lights on or anything like that. And I think it's supposed to be a scary movie. It didn't.
I think
scare me.
like like Evil Dead is kind of like that, where it's like there's a couple times that like the jump scares have gotten me, but like that's not the same
It's
as
just
like
too
it's
campy.
actually
It's
scary.
Too campy. Yeah, it's
yeah,
too
yeah.
campy.
Like
It's
you
too
can
over the
basically
top
like
to feel
see
real.
the hose in the wall spraying the blood. Like it's so silly. Like
Yeah,
it's so
it's pretty
cartoony.
bad.
But I love that movie.
I would say Supersize Me. It just made
It
me
didn't
hungry.
deter me at all.
It just made me hungry.
I just wanted food. Oh man. Okay. All right. Well,
That was a fun one. That's going to be it for me. Andrew, you said you had a lot to talk about, so why don't you go next?
I do have a lot to talk about. Here we go.
Yeah.
Let's get talking about it. First thing I want to say is it's fall here in
y'all.
Texas, and so that means it's candle weather. So I just want to make sure everyone knows what I'm burning. This is why I had
Ooh.
I've
been doing some candles lately too.
Awakening Evil.
Yes.
This is the first year that the Awakening Evil is making its appearance, and so
That's awesome.
It's-
It's the perfect time for it. It's just
it
before
smells
Halloween.
like citrus. It smells like citrus and nutmeg. It smells really good, and it's keeping my hands warm because legitimately it is cold.
What a
So-
good Halloween candle.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's
Halloween
perfect.
Candle.
I just also love that it looks so wholesome. Like, but
I know.
it's Awakening Evil.
And if you don't know what the Awakening Evil candle is, then just go back and find that episode.
Yeah,
I
find
don't know
the
which one it
random.
is, but go find it and you'll learn all about it. So there's that. I've been back on my like health journey and all these things these past several months, and have been now doing at least a weekly, if not bi-weekly, like twice a week, half marathon. And
Nice.
on Saturday, I had planned on doing 10 miles because on Friday I had done 13. And so I'm like, okay, I'm only going to do 10 today. And so I started, but the weather was so nice. I just kept going. And then I hit 13 and I kept going. And finally, when I was done, I had reached 15 miles and was like, that's the most I've ever done consecutively. So
Nice.
that was pretty awesome and pretty noteworthy, honestly, for me and my in my week. And the weather has just been like perfect
Dude, it's
for all of that
perfect.
stuff.
You're listening to a book, like the whole time though. You're listening to a book, right?
Yes, listening to a
So
book or
what's
podcast.
what was the book?
I'm gonna tell you what those books are here in just a second.
Okay.
Because
Tell me now.
those,
Tell me now.
Good question.
No, okay, I'll tell you now. That's fine. One of the books, because all this stuff builds, but it's fine. I'll tell you. One of the books is called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, and it's a book that Lauren, I think you would absolutely love. It's been on a lot of people's like number one read like recommendation for several months now that I've seen, and so finally I just pulled the trigger and read that one. It's by Gabrielle Zavin or Zavine. I'm not sure how you would pronounce it, but it's about this these two friends who develop a video game, and it's their relationship and their story of developing this game, making this game and then becoming like a game company and all these different things. But it's a really, really, really captivating story about friendship and loss and all sorts of stuff. But it's a really good book, so you should read that, Lauren. The other book that I read was for our Whiskey and Wise group this month called Nuclear War. It's called
Sure.
Nuclear War.
Sounds light and fluffy.
It's exactly what you think it is.
Nuclear War, a scenario. And it is exactly what you think it is. It is all about a scenario in which the world goes to nuclear war. The thing about it is all of the people that it references in the book are real people. Obviously it's a fictional story, but all the people that it references are real people using real information about real protocols. And so you would actually see what happens second one, minute one, 5 minutes in, like all the way through. Like it actually charts what this, like through a scenario, what would actually happen in the event we get targeted with a nuclear weapon. It is a terrifying story. Basically, without giving it away, from the second a nuclear missile gets launched, one missile gets launched at us, from that point to 57 minutes and some change, the world, at like the main civilization as we know it, ceases to exist. Basically.
Sure. Have you never watched Jericho before?
I've never watched Jericho.
Okay, sorry.
Never watched
Continue.
it.
This feels like something we may witness at some points.
Well, and that's the scariest part. The scariest part
Unfortunately.
is knowing that only a handful of people have the ability to do this, and all of those, by and large, those abilities to make those calls they go unchecked. They are a total authority in the hands of literally just a handful of people around the world. And that is a crazy, scary thought for me. And all I have to say is, if it happens during my lifetime, I want to be ground zero wherever one of these things hits, because you want to die immediately. You don't, like they say multiple times, I think 3 times in the book,
bad.
they quote this famous phrase about it that says the living will envy the dead. And what's crazy at the end of the book, they quote Albert Einstein, and who wasn't part of the Manhattan Project, but he was a contemporary of the Manhattan Project. If you've seen Oppenheimer, you know that that's true. But he is quoted as saying, and this is at the end of the book, he said, "I don't know what weapons will be used to fight World War III, but I know World War IV will be fought with sticks and rocks." And that is such a sobering thought when you think about what that means. It's just a total reset of humanity and everything. And so anyway, yeah, that was the light reading that was going on while I've been clocking some miles. It's crazy to think of. But
that would really I feel like mess with you, like reading as an audiobook too, because like I imagine it a lot more vividly. I feel like when I'm listening as an audiobook versus just reading it too. Like,
yeah. Look it up. This is a brand new book. It's from 2024.
it sounds
If you're prone to like catastrophizing, maybe don't. Like if you internalize things like this, maybe don't pick it up. But if you're interested in seeing now all of these things are declassified. They're from declassified information. Obviously, there's probably newer protocols and things that are currently classified that can't be in the book. But the people that she interviewed and things to do the book, these are all actual declassified protocols of nuclear war, triggers and things like that. It's just crazy to learn about all this stuff.
Crazy.
But on the topic of that, there is a game that we got, and this game is by our friends over at Exploding Kittens, and in conjunction with the game Spot It. Are you guys familiar with Spot It? I know we've played, Patrick.
No.
We have played Spot It before.
Never heard of it.
Okay, well, we have played it before. Lauren, you don't know what Spot It is?
I've never heard of it.
Okay, well, this game is called Anarchy Pancakes. And so it plays
I really
a lot
like that drawing. Little arms for some reason are really funny.
He's doing a rock fist. Look, he's
I
doing a rock
can't.
fist,
That's even funnier.
Yeah. It says a card game for people who think that chaos is pretty sweet. That's the name of the game. I wasn't gonna show the pieces because I thought you guys would know what I was talking about if I said Spot It. But basically, the cards look like this. They're round cards with different items that are on there in different shapes and different colors. Every card will have a match of some sort on every other card. And so in the case of these two, let's see if we can find one of the matches that's on these two cards.
You know what? We have played this before.
I know you
The
have.
thing in the fishbowl, whatever that is.
Yep, that little fishbowl submarine thing. So
Okay, I was like, I can't tell if it's a fish or a submarine.
the cards have different. The cards have a bunch of different images. This game has a little bit of a different flair to it than the normal Spot It. If you get rid of all of your cards, you earn what they call I think it's called a slab o' butter for your stack of pancakes, and the first person to a certain number of slabs o' butter wins the game. But anyway, I thought it was a perfect fit with the nuclear war, a scenario read that I just finished. And then finally, my final thing, it is the middle of Drawtober. I did last time talk about our partnership with Sketch Wallet as like the official sponsor of the thing. And our friends over at Sketch Wallet sent me a few Sketch Wallets for myself to draw in.
That's awesome.
The packaging on these things is pretty phenomenal. I don't know if you can see this. It's like got a nice spot UV
Yes.
and
The
embossed
black on black.
box.
Yeah.
And let me show you what these wallets look like for anybody who's never seen a Sketch wallet. I had never used one before, but it's a full-on wallet with the logo kind of embossed in there. Can you see the
Yeah, it looks
the
great.
little inky guy? But it's a wallet. You can have your cards
cool.
and things like that. But then there's also a sketchbook. And
That's
in the
very nice,
sketchbook,
yeah.
they give you this little clip that has the logo on it there too to clip off your pages. So there's this wallet. It's like a full-size wallet. And then he also sent me, they also sent me this, which is like a pocket wallet. So it's just like what, like my normal wallet, but it's
I
got
guess it never occurred to me that this would be a wallet.
Yeah, these are little wallets. And
Like when I hear wallet, I imagined wallet size.
This is
I did
wallet
too.
size. Oh,
Yeah.
you're saying like that it's just
Like
a
just
sketch.
yeah, that's also what I thought.
This
is much cooler.
It is both an actual wallet and wallet size and a
Right.
sketchbook. Yeah.
Right. Makes sense.
So anyway, just wanted to show those off. I had never actually gotten one. They're nice. They're leather. This one, of the two of them, I won't use this as an actual wallet. The big boy, I won't use that as an actual wallet because I don't have pants that big. But this is just slightly larger than my actual wallet. So I might actually bring this one out to do some sketching. So anyway, thank you, Sketch Wallets. If you want to win these very products, you can go to Disney Drawtober. They have different colors and stuff too, and like styles of wallets. But you can go to Disney Drawtober and participate there. And we're giving one set of these away every single week. In the month of October. So we've got a couple more weeks for you to win one. So, and if you're watching this and you've already won one, congratulations. I'm not doing the giveaway stuff, so I'm not sure exactly who's winning. It's somebody else
Do you
who's
win
managing
by
all of that stuff.
participating?
Yes, you win by participating. You win, and even if you don't win one, a handful of people each week are also getting like significant discount codes. And I think everybody who participates gets like a 15% off discount code. But anyway, all that stuff
And
is over at
also,
Disney
like,
Drawtober.
The boost to your self-esteem for actually doing something, that's a win.
Yeah, the winning is the friends we've made along the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's my, that was a lot to cover. And
Great job.
Good job, everybody. And I
Great.
think we've run out of time, Patrick. So I think that's
All
going
right.
to be it for this episode. Close us out, Pat.
Okay, I'll be very quick. I'm going to rapid fire these a bit. Over the Moon with Pharrell Williams. That's the new Lego set, which pairs with Pharrell Williams' film in Lego. Andrew is displaying his. I would display mine that I put together,
Ooh,
but
look at
it is
that.
currently being
Oh, I love
disassembled
that cloud.
and reassembled by a relative of mine. But very, very awesome piece. Fun build, not too complicated, only 8 bags, very quick. Some unique pieces. So the canopy has that gold coating. It's the largest piece that has that coating. And then it comes with something crazy like 52 heads or something.
I'm going
like
to talk
that.
about this
cool.
in my master category.
And so
'cause
he'll
I'm
get
talking
into
about-
it more,
yeah.
but really fun build. I said, genuinely, if you want something to put together, I suggest it. And it has such a nice footprint because it visually is fun. It's interesting. And it takes up like the right
does it
amount of
go
space on the
Diagonal
shelf.
like that?
So
Oh, that's really cool.
He'll talk about it more
That's
in a
super
bit.
Cool.
The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. It's a book. I don't read books, but I was in
I know.
a
I'm
car.
like, what is this?
We were driving. We listened to it. Didn't care for it. Okay, Wicked poster. The Wicked AI art controversy.
Oh no.
Have either of you seen this before? I just
I
wrote it
didn't
down.
Of course
know it was
I
a-
have.
I didn't know it was AI. I thought somebody else.
It's a fan made poster where someone took the official
yeah, like used
artwork
AI to kind of
used
okay.
AI artwork to make it look more like the actual playbill or more
Yeah.
like the actual artwork from the theater
Mhm.
performance. If for all we know, this seems to be just a fan being a fan and doing, contributing in some way with their fandom by doing something fun and creative and exciting. And somehow it reached the echelon of an actress in the film
It reached Cynthia Erivo, like the woman playing Elphaba, like the main fucking character.
I know, but turning it into like some sort of racist attack at her and preventing her from being seen and people like her, and this is
I do think it's a really wild reaction.
I was telling myself there's clearly something I don't understand about the situation for it to get to this point. And then I went and read more. No, it seems like I understood everything about the situation. It seems like a just completely crazy out of left field reaction.
Well, I can appreciate the way that she feels. Like, her feelings are real. That's valid. Like, she's allowed to not like this poster. I think it's really blown out of proportion. Like, it's just kind of an overreaction, in my opinion, a little bit. Because it's like, this isn't the actual poster. It's just something someone did for fun. The like comments that people were making that were racist also weren't necessarily just about like the eyes or no eyes thing. Like, I don't know. There's just some weird stuff around that poster.
But it's clearly rooted in the looking like the original artwork for the
and it's not about like taking it away. It was literally to copy that poster as closely as possible. That's all that fan was trying to do.
And so from that standpoint, like, the intention seems obvious from that standpoint, which is what makes it feel like a complete overreaction. Unfortunately, the only outcome of this for me is it kind of makes it's not going to change my desire to see the film. It's not going to change any of those things.
Yeah.
But now anything I hear said by Cynthia in the future is just going to be like tainted with this this scenario, unfortunately.
Well, I think
this overreaction to a fan loving a property.
I think the reality is that at this point, what you're saying, correct me if this isn't what you're saying, but what I'm hearing you saying is similarly to how I felt about what's her face from Star Wars. She played Padme. What's her name?
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman. To some of the comments that she made publicly that felt like they were way out of left field and unwarranted and all of these things. Now, everything that she does there's just a tainted nature by which I view those things, because I know that intrinsically I don't trust her judgment. And there's like a thing where like at this point, like it's hard for me to take at wholesale what someone's saying if I know that at least their judgment is at least questionable. And that's what I feel like you're saying about
completely.
It doesn't that's like rise. A little bit like I don't know, a lot for like to permanently like mark them with this for the rest of their lives because they made one comment that's not great.
That's literally what she did.
No, that's
I think that's a bit too far. That's what I'm saying.
No, and that's fine if you think it's too far. But what I'm saying is that for me, I'm gonna that is always gonna be my mind now when I think about this person, because it feels like such an overreaction, and it feels so unrooted in the reality of what's going on in the situation. The same way that it's hard for me to ever go watch a Will Smith film again because I'm always going to imagine a specific scenario.
Yeah,
and that's going to happen. Yeah. When the things you do are put out there in a very, very public way, then you have to understand that some of those things are going to stick with people for a very long time. And this is a situation.
I think that's the key. I think what you just said
I get what you guys are saying.
Of an amendment on the first thing that you said, because you said we don't know if we will ever, but in the foreseeable future, you're going to think about this. Just like for the foreseeable future, you're going to think about Will Smith smacking Chris Rock when you see him. Eventually, some of these things will probably fade away. Like now, I can't go to bed without watching The Cosby Show. I love it. But for months, I couldn't. I'm just kidding. But I think there is just this reality where the immediacy of this is going to permeate in your brain. Yeah. And especially because she's, for the foreseeable future, she's going to be popping up because of the nature of the pop culture stuff that she's a part of right now. So you're going to see more of her. And right now you're going to think about those things. I think that's completely fair. Just like I think it's fair for anybody to be able to be impacted by the actions or inactions of people. And it shapes the experience we have of them, and it shapes the way that we view them. moving forward. I think that's just how
Because
we develop.
No, I get what
Yeah.
you guys are saying.
Yeah.
I just don't think this is that big of a deal, and like it'll blow over pretty quickly. And like of all the things that she's done, like this to me doesn't really like blip on the radar. It's
What
a
else
little
has she
silly.
done?
hold on, but
No, not like that.
I'm
Like
just-
I think
I
she's
know.
a really cool actress that I very much admire. So I'm like, yeah, she said she kind of got like heated about this, but like she's trying to defend herself
she
and like
called a fan
know-
racist. I mean, like she didn't say the word racist, but she basically said you're being racist by doing this. Like that.
I think she just tried to explain like her side of it, why she didn't like it. I don't think it's like I don't know. I
if
just don't think it's gonna
did
like last that
fan
long.
artwork of something that I loved, and then someone from that at the
No,
highest level
No, I get it.
basically called me racist on their Instagram, I would feel like the lowest low that I could possibly feel in my life. And
Well,
so
in the
Yeah,
very least, you would feel
I
like
don't think
you've-
her reaction is great. I'm not like
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I
in
just
the very
and-
least, you would feel like you didn't the person that you wanted to honor in doing the work is misunderstanding you.
Sure.
And that would feel bad. Just even
Yeah,
on
I
that
totally
level.
get that. I totally
so
get that.
that's bad. And then from just a creative side, anytime someone makes a statement that's like, well, it's not art if you don't do X, Y, or Z, those statements are also bad to me too, because I think that's
Yeah.
off base for art forms as well. So no, I was really, again, I assumed there would be more to it, but unfortunately it seems like so little substance for such a big reaction.
I will
It's
say this,
wild.
even
also
even if there's not public, even if there's not a public a public decree of where this came from, this obviously has come from some sort of experience that she has had, either directly or indirectly. It could be something like where her grandma used to tell her stories about how they would make her walk in and keep her head down and not look the people in the eye when they would walk in. Like there's a whole lot that could be, because a lot of it was based on how she was looking at people and
it, like, took
taking
her
away
eyes
her
away,
eye.
yeah.
Her taking away her eyes takes away her identity and takes away like her being like those things. So like there's very likely some underlying story behind it, even if it's not been made public. So there is a bit where her experience is playing into it, but she didn't leave any room for grace on the side of the person creating
I think
the art, and that's the
yeah,
issue.
Yeah, that's fair. But
All right.
yeah.
Next topic, escape rooms. Andrew and I did one, and we beat the record for the room by 9 minutes.
That's right, we did.
Hell yeah.
All right. Okay, and now disc golf.
Hang on, wait.
Wait,
What was the name of the escape room you went to?
no one remembers.
Escapology. And it was
It's
an
gone
Agatha
forever.
Christie murder mansion escape room.
That
was
is
great.
awesome.
And then my last thing that I'm just excited about, because Andrew, you do not know this. I played 18 holes, disc golf course near us, very easy, great. A shot 1 under par for the 18, which I enjoyed. Andrew, I told you that I had a shot that was 370 feet, and I was excited about that. What I didn't tell you is I then had another shot that was 393 feet, and it was such a good day. That's all. But
Were there hills?
That's awesome.
there were some hills. So that very likely could have contributed, but I was still throwing good that day.
Did you tee from the top of the hill or the bottom of the hill?
I spent 4 hours climbing a mountain and I just rolled it down.
Okay.
And but most importantly, next time I go to Texas, which when my house sells, so probably sometime in the next 8 to 12 months, I'll get to go out there. And
Someone thinks
found-
highly of
demonstrated for you.
themselves.
I have found out that one of the top 20 most saved, and so the insinuation is most desirable to play. One of the top 20 most desired courses is in Seguin, which was about 30 minutes from where I just moved from. So
Hell yeah.
I decided to now go back to where I lived in order to go play that disc golf course because it sounds wonderful. Very exciting.
Do you have a rangefinder for your disc golf, and that's how you knew how far you threw it?
So if you use UDisc,
Which, as you know, Lauren, is the official app of disc golf.
it is
Yeah,
an app for
I knew
disc golf.
that. Thank you.
And
I appreciate you trying to fill me in, but I know.
She is deep in the know.
all of these things, all these courses are mapped out, and the tee pads and the baskets are mapped out. So when you throw, you can go to where your disc lands, and if you stand there, you need to give it a little bit to let it,
Oh, that's cool.
hone in.
Triangulate. Yeah.
But it will tell you this is how many feet you are from the pad. This is how many feet you are from the basket. And so that's how you can get the reading. So there's going to be a few feet margin of error, 50, 70, 80. But
no, I mean, but
there's going to be a few feet in terms of margin of error, but it's in the ballpark. I did consider getting a rangefinder and then realized I always have my phone on me. So.
They're also kind of expensive. That's why I was like, have you gone to this level?
Sure.
Like,
you're looking for a rage finder?
Range finder.
Just look
like,
to people's
my mom
Instagrams.
has one for golf. Yeah.
Anyway,
just turn on TikTok right now.
and that's it. So Andrew, throw us to the next part.
The next part of the show is on its way in 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. What is it's been so
master
long. What do we do?
Categories.
The master categories. That's right. Up next, master categories.
By the way, Charlie, what happened earlier when Mackenzie thought you had a stroke? On her Twitch, the comment you left duplicated 4 times, but only some of the words inside the comments. She sent me a screenshot of it to say, is this not what you are seeing? And it was, in fact, not what we were seeing.
Yeah, we weren't. Only Mackenzie was seeing it.
Only Mackenzie was seeing it.
Just now?
And no, this probably happened 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, this was when the show was starting. When you were talking about the game,
yeah,
he was talking about how it sounded like Babes in Toyland.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
That
is actually a very good comp to that movie.
Yeah, Mackenzie.
By the way, I've started this Bam Margera documentary that's on YouTube. It's an hour and 40 minutes long. And it's he's going through the house and just through his property and pointing at stuff and telling stories of stuff that happened there.
He's in this? It's not about him?
No, he's in it. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's at him, not about him.
He's 44 and he is 6. It looks like he's 60.
I was gonna say I have a feeling this is gonna be a sad
older than me?
documentary.
Yeah, he's way younger than I thought he was.
His face looks bad.
Well, he also bashed it into a wall for a living for several years.
That's fair. His face looks like Johnny Knoxville's balls.
After they were stapled.
Just completely demolished.
But it's it is fascinating. So I was hoping to get through all of it to talk about it tonight, but I've only made it 40 minutes in. But it's so good so far.
I feel like it's going to be depressing.
Yeah.
If it's by him and not about him, it might be less depressing. But the stuff he's been posting more recently feels so sad to watch.
I would just say the story is sad.
Yeah, the story's sad. But unlike the stuff that I've been seeing from Steve-O, he seems to have kind of come out
uplifted. Yeah,
well,
exactly. He's
you
come out
remember
on.
He got banned from the set of the latest Jacket. He was supposed to be paid to be there. He showed up for 2 or 3 days, and they had to remove him from the set, ban him from it. They edited him out of the film. There's one part of the film where you can catch the back of the hat he was wearing, but they did their best to cut around him. Yeah. But I think Jeff Tremaine had to get a restraining order, and it was a crazy situation. He's been in and out of rehab.
Did that all happen in the wake of Ryan Dunn's tragedy, or is that?
But it's
to me, it
yes,
seems
but it's still very far removed from. I thought it was.
Yeah,
still
no, I know, but
was
that the beginning of it?
Oh, maybe. I feel like a lot of it just kind of from far away seems like the rest of them kind of grew up and he did not.
My understanding is he got hit by Ryan Dunn's death and he never came out of that hole. But
that's just sad. It's really sad.
It's really sad.
Yeah. And then I will say people like Steve-O have tried to apparently try to mend the relationship and help him get help and stuff like that. But I don't. In any given moment, I don't know where it stands because it seems
really
one
hard
week
to help someone who doesn't.
Yeah, it seems like 1 week they've reconnected and he's back on his board, and then 2 weeks later, he's assaulted someone and is back in rehab, and it's just back and forth. So.
Now that being said, the positive side of things, I just watched last week, 2 weeks ago, not Johnny Knoxville, Steve-O and Tony Hawk do a tandem trick on skateboards.
That's
and it
awesome.
Was super cool to see that. It was really neat.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Anyway. Okay. So yeah, Bam Margera. Sorry.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Remember his parents.
I was waiting on you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were gonna kick us.
I'm just sad. Okay. What's the next part? Did you say, Lauren?
The master categories.
Oh, sweet. The master categories each episode are when we talk about the dice we rolled in the previous episode. Those dice give us our categories. We pick our topics based on those categories. And Patrick, we haven't heard enough from you, so why don't you just keep going?
So I want to be clear that I did look up the definition of architecture. And it says it is the art.
Webster's dictionary defines architecture as
the fusing
of two metals.
I knew you were going to say
gold metals. Okay, anyway. Of building. And on the note of building, I'm talking about a board game, Tucana Builders. That's right. This is not architecture at all, but just it is what it is. So, Trails of Tucana was...
I really, really assumed that this was going to be Andrew's. If I had to bet money on it, I would have thought this was Andrew's.
Well, we already know what he's talking about. He's talking about Friends and
His
Freaks.
Legos.
Okay, so Trails of Tucana was... There's a term for it, like a flippin' something game. But like you had paper, and you had paper maps that you would use, and you would end up making these trails, and you were trying to go through these points of interest in order to gain points. So you had... different combinations or different routes that would score well for you. Everybody would play with their own map, and there were small little deviations to make each round unique or whatever. Did we ever play it on the show with the community or no?
Trails of Tucana?
Yeah,
we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think we streamed it, but for anybody who wanted to play,
separate...
we did a private video session with people. Yeah,
right. Because the nice thing is, it always uses the same map, and so if you have the map file, you can print and play at home. The only difference is in setup. There's some small things that change from game to game, and that allows the variety and keeps it from just also the way tiles are drawn adds variety, but
it's infinitely replayable because there's so much randomness. Fun. Yeah,
exactly. So that game has been, that game was really enjoyable. It doesn't take too long to play. People can get the hang of it within 3 minutes, and I think playing a round itself is maybe 10 or 15. And it's very easy to just knock out 2 or 3. And if you change the maps, you can add new variants to the playability. So Andrew had designed a Christmas version that he played. And it was just a very good casual game that you could play with really any number of people. So what Tucana Builders does is they try to convert that game. It's a lot of the same elements, but into a board game. So instead of having these like paper maps that you give out, there is a board for play that is set. There are now like meeples and pieces instead of drawn in bits. You're still flipping tiles for the randomization, but the way you score is a bit different. Mm-hmm. I think it's like, without going into the rules specifically, it's like you took everything and you just made it 15% different. Or like you just kind of offset it by that much. So it looks a lot like Trails of Tucana. It has a lot of the same elements of Tucana, but there are enough small differences that it is a different game.
Yes.
And you could very easily like one and not like the other. And the other piece of this is playtime. So before I said that you could go through a game of Trails in about 10 minutes. This feels like it takes a little bit longer to get through, and you are supposed to play 2 rounds when you play this one. But with this one, there is one map where with the Trails you had 2 maps you could play from. So there are several differences in scoring, etc. Now, is the game any good? I think that's the big question. Having played Trails first, I do think I still prefer that game because it is a little bit simpler in terms of scoring. It is a little bit quicker to just feel comfortable going. And there are less things you need to be cognizant of at a given time.
Mm-hmm.
You're a bit only focusing on yourself. a little bit. There are
With,
some elements that you think of others, but for the most part, you're playing your own game.
Now, with Tucana builders, I actually do like the setup. I do like the board game aspect and that formalization. I do like some of the physical pieces. It is possible that in the long run, I could start enjoying that game more for completely different reasons. We've only had 2 playthroughs of it so far.
Yeah.
But so far, it felt a little bit more overwhelming compared to Trails. And so because of that, it felt a little bit less like, oh, I can listen to music and we can chat with each other while we're playing a game. I felt like I needed to focus a little bit more. So it was drawing more of a line between like, it was making me feel like I needed to be more serious to do well. Otherwise, I would find myself in very frustrating situations.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest flaws of the new game is that, listen, people are generally and typically genuinely honest people. But
Mackenzie.
There's the Mackenzie of it all. But the original Trails of Tucana is easier to check people's work to make sure that they're, even if people aren't intentionally miscalculating their score, it is really easy to miscalculate your score in this new game, and there's no way to double check it because there's nothing marked. The way that Trails of Tucana works, it's easy to track back and go, oh, yes, this should have been your score round 1. This should have been your score round 2. This should have been your score. Like, it's easy to do that. It's very easy to, it would be very easy to cheat in this new version.
That's true.
If you wanted to.
Especially because it gets reset.
Yes.
And you're right. You can't really go through and mark it as you go in order to keep track of it. Now, the flip side of that is it's very easy to misscore, like to give yourself too many points. It's also really easy to misscore and take points away from yourself.
And just not realize that you should have more points than what you should have. Yeah.
So, like, when I'm playing a game, even when I'm fairly new to a game, or at least when I'm learning with someone, I always feel like we should be within, let's say, 10 points of each other's score. And when games, especially like you can focus on A, or you can focus on B, or you can focus on C.
There's multiple win conditions.
I feel very strongly that those should still be within about 10% of each other in terms of what ends up on the board at the end. You don't want to feel like that you were ever just dominated by someone else, especially if you're learning together or whatever.
Unless you're into it.
But
for our listening audience, they have no idea what just happened.
This was a game that you could very easily have half of the score of the person beside you.
I think we did. I think yeah.
And
I think one person had like 30 something, and the other person had like 76.
Yeah. And that it's hard to know. It's hard to know if it's a game balance thing, or if someone made a mistake, or what. But it just doesn't feel good because you don't have that. I almost gotcha. Maybe when we play again, you miss out on that feeling. So I think I do think it's a fairly competent game. I think it does some things really nicely. There are elements of the kind of formalized board game that I do really like. I think it has a couple too many elements. And then the last piece of it, which is a nit that you would get within our group, is just from a design standpoint, it feels like 2 people designed the game.
Yeah.
And I don't mean in like playability or mechanics, but like literally the design. If you look at the front of the box, you have
the
this
visual of it.
Yes, the front of the box has this like very beautiful, vibrant, it's not like Daniel Danger detail, but it's decently detailed, like toucan on the front. And then when you get to like some of the animal designs on the actual board, they're like primary color outline.
Literally.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's just and you're seeing these like vibrant tropical or whatever colors, and then you just have a primary red, primary green blob stuck in this very vibrant like landscape. It's very odd. It just doesn't feel again, it feels like asset missing. Or it feels like two
Yeah.
different people designed it. And so that's the other thing that I would have liked to seen a little bit different. But anyway, that's it. That's Tucana Builders. I'm not saying stay away from it. I'm not saying that. I do think you should try it. It's worth a playthrough, but I would say if a friend of yours has it, try their version first. And if you're going to choose between Trails of Tucana or Tucana Builders, my opinion is Trails of Tucana. And that is a game I would say pick up now. If you like party games or you like games for all ages, it's a great one.
And it can be a casual game. The problem with Trails of Tucana is it's really difficult to find. If you can find it. So if you find a copy of it in your local store, pick it up. Even if it's to resell it, pick it up. But because it's just really, really difficult to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Great. And if you can't find it, then Andrew has assets for the game that he can't legally give you.
I can legally give them to you. I can't sell it to you.
That he can legally give you. All right. That's it for architecture. Building.
Maybe we should change architecture on the list for next time. That's a weird category. Okay.
It worked out.
Well, I had design, and I'll take your architecture note a little bit because, like I said, I've been stuck in the house a lot, so I've been trying to do some home improvement stuff. So it brought me back to my favorite kind of interior decorating, like home design website, and that is called Apartment Therapy. This website has been around for forever. It used to just kind of be like a fairly fancy like WordPress blog. I could not say that. And it was like that was when I was in college. Now it's like this full blown website. They have like famous people come on and like share their advice, but basically it's kind of like a catch-all for like anything you need to know about like interior design or home decoration or like anything like that. It gives you like tips on like how you can do any of those things better, or like if you've never painted your house before or something like that, they have tutorials on like basic kind of repair stuff as well. They have like cool like IKEA hacks and stuff. And the thing that I like the most is that they have like a photo archive of like any room that you can think of in your house, like bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, whatever. They have archives of photos where you can just kind of look at for inspiration. So it's kind of like Pinterest but like a lot more specific of like just home design stuff, and like in the room that you're looking for. So I find and it's usually like stuff that like I don't think of, and it's like, because like I feel like your Pinterest board gets curated to your taste very quickly. So I like that this website shows me everything and isn't necessarily like my taste. It's like things that I wouldn't think of because of that. And like they do a good job of trying to like tag, you know, like if people got furniture somewhere, you can buy it, they have it tagged, or like tell you that they got it at an antique store so you can find something similar if that's what you're looking for. But I think it's just like an awesome resource for like anything that you're trying to like improve in your house. You can get cool ideas from this website, or tips and like tricks and all kinds of stuff. Like I use it all the time. I've been on it like a lot lately. I love looking at the like before and after stuff that they do. They do full houses, or they just do like when people kind of refurbish furniture and things like that. Like I think it's just a really great resource for anything you're looking to do around your house. Like just get inspiration. It's great.
I had never seen this before. You talking about it, I just now pulled it up, and the photos just even of just seeing different bedrooms and like just so many pages of really
like
fun
just
and
this
unique
it's a
bedrooms.
really great archive, and I think they have great taste. And so like the website's done really well. It's very easy to navigate. It's easy to find stuff that you were looking for later. I think it's just like a really cool resource to have. And I'll kind of like share adjacent to that is that they have a cooking website called The Kitchen, but it's just without an E at the end. So thekitchen.com, but with no like kitchen, just no EN.
You know that kitchen doesn't have an E at the end, right?
It's a silent E.
Are you thinking
Patrick?
kitchenette?
Yeah, okay. Like EN is what I mean.
The kitsch.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, but it has an N at the end, so I'll spell it. But it's
without an E
at
I'm
the
just
end.
gonna post.
So it's just kitchen. Kitchen.
KITCHN.com. The
Kitchen.
kitchen, but no E before the N at the end.
KitCHN.com.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll post it in the show links and everything. But it's a similar resource, but for cooking. So they have recipes, they have tutorials, they have one of the things that I love that they do is they'll pick something like mac and cheese and buy like every box kind that there is and do taste tests and things like that, or like kind of what's the best version of olive oil or something that you can buy at the grocery store, and they'll test it with a bunch of stuff and kind of give you the results. I think it's really cool.
Rhett and Link do that on
What?
their YouTube page. Rhett and Link do that.
I
they'll
know
try
that
all
this
the-
isn't like the only place that does this stuff. It's just the one that I've used the longest is this website. I've been on it since I was in college, and I think that these are just like great resources to have for like what's going on around your house and in the kitchen and everything. I love both these websites. They're very useful. So highly recommend Apartment Therapy and thekitchen.com.
I love it.
The Kitchen.
Yeah.
Kitchen.
Kitchen. Yeah, that's a better way to explain
I can't speak for the Kitchen, but I can tell you that Apartment Therapy is an awesome website. This to me feels like an interior design version of the Die Line.
Yes, actually, that like when that was popular is when this website came about too. So like I feel like they probably influenced each other.
I know
but
we've talked
yes.
about the Die Line on here before.
Yes,
probably
that's
a decade ago when we first started, but yeah. So
yeah, these guys have just kept trucking, and they're really like a cool thing now. It's
that's
awesome.
Really neat.
I get sucked into just looking at those archives. I've been trying to figure out something cool to do with my bathroom, so I've gone deep in that like list that they have.
Something cool to do in your bathroom? Patrick does something cool in his bathroom every 2 to 3 days.
I think the people that come after me do not think it's very cool.
I was like, that doesn't count.
Oh, that come after me. I was like, why are people chasing you for what happens in the bathroom?
I'm also a little concerned that this is happening on a weekly basis because that's not healthy.
Listen, the body does what the body does.
I think if it is only happening on a weekly basis, you should talk to somebody.
I know. I think he said like every 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm like, yikes.
Every 2 to 3 days is what I was trying to say.
Okay, sorry,
I may have said weeks, but it's entirely.
That's a little. I'm a little less concerned now.
All
But
right,
yeah, that's going to
Lauren.
be it for me. A really cool website.
We all poop every day, right?
Yeah, pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty regular. If I'm not pooping every day,
I was like, I'm sure there's been days that I missed, but then the next day it's fine.
But the next day I do 5 or 6 to make up
Yes,
for it.
exactly.
If I'm not pooping every day, I'm reaching for some Smooth Move tea for sure, just to help get.
Do you
things.
actually think that does something?
I don't know. It's a great question because there's times where I need it to work and it doesn't, and then there's times where I'm just like, I'd be fine if it didn't, and it super does. So like, I wonder how much of it is just like a mental block.
I don't know, like
and a physical block.
Certain foods like make me like instantly have to go. Like prunes,
Crystal.
done deal. Yeah.
Crystal meth.
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Oh, crystal burger is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I immediately thought of meth. Genuinely, immediately thought of meth.
Does meth make you poop?
Now I'm just sitting here thinking about meth. Okay.
Is this a side effect of meth that I'm not
I don't.
aware of?
I could not tell you, and I'm glad to say that I don't.
Yeah,
know.
I'm happy to say that I don't know.
These are all fake teeth because of my past.
I don't even know if meth does affect your teeth.
Oh, it for sure does.
It definitely
Yeah,
does.
you watched It's Always Sunny.
You know, stuff that you're supposed to be scared of. They had a guy that did meth come to like my high school one time. Actually, I don't know if he was invited.
You're supposed to be scared of meth.
He did some meth and then he
Meth
showed up
Mike?
at your high
Like-
school.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
Was it? I think it was one of those like kind of like
Dare?
dare things. I got out of class. That was.
I
nice.
just remember that guy was awesome.
Yeah, like he got the whole class, like school dismissed for the whole day.
He like ollied up onto the stage and then like. No, that's not true.
So I think they talk about this. No, they didn't. They talk about this. I thought this was actually mentioned in the nuclear war book, but I was also listening around the same time I was listening to a podcast with Armchair Expert where they were talking about stuff, and Dak Shepard was a drug addict, and they talked about him. They talk about the DARE programs and why they didn't actually work and all of these things. So anyway, I was gonna equate it to nuclear war, and then I realized the two weren't actually correlated. So
Right. Yeah.
Dare a nuclear war.
yeah. Well, in nuclear war, they talk about this concept of deterring, right? And like those who have, like, we continue to stockpile more and more nuclear weapons as a deterrent against other nuclear weapons. The idea being that if we have more weapons than them, then they won't use them against us because we can obviously retaliate in a greater way. And how that kind of is a bit more of a mythology and less of like a philosophy, right? That actually, like, having more violent weapons doesn't actually prevent violence from happening. It's just it's just this kind of
like maybe it's actually propagating more potential for violence.
The only way to negate violence happening with violence is to remove the violent things.
Yeah.
But the idea that the proponent that we have more of them to make us more safe is actually just a kind of just a broken philosophy. So anyway,
yeah, for sure.
I was gonna say the same thing about Dare. I thought that they were making that connection,
I don't think they do Dare anymore.
I think I was making that connection on my own. That we spend all this time like giving all this awareness about drugs, and all that may have done is just told kids that there's a lot more drugs that they can do.
Yeah, it's a really bad methodology.
Shut up. Will that be the name of the episode? Probably.
I hit crickets and applause at the same time, so you got both sides of the spectrum.
Thank you. It's a choose your own adventure.
Yeah, it's important to keep us balanced here. If we're nothing if we're not balanced as a show. All right. Speaking of balance, there is. So I am going to talk about. Patrick already alluded to a little bit. The Piece by Piece Pharrell Williams film. And this film came out, I think 2.5 weeks ago. It's not been out long. But this movie is the life of, it's like an autobiography of Pharrell Williams, but told in Lego. And the reason that it's told in Lego, he says it at the very beginning of the movie. He says that when he was first approached to tell his story, he said the only way that they can visualize the things from his story is with the infinite creativity that can be expressed through Lego. Because so much of his story,
could say that was just animation, but I like Lego, so.
But it's just so his story is so, he's such a visual creative person, because he has this rare ability, and I should have looked it up before I started talking about it. But he has this rare ability that a handful of people have, where when they hear sounds, they see color, and.
Synesthesia? Is that what that's called?
Maybe. That sounds like a word it's a word I don't know what it means, so that could be that.
I'm going to look it up.
It could be anything, but that sounds like it might be it, though, genuinely.
Yes, it is.
Synesthesia. So he is a synesthesic.
Like, I'm glad I am
like
proud of you for learning a new word, but I wouldn't just jump in and start using it yet.
I'm applying what I learned.
He's connotating it and everything.
So he has this ability to, when he hears musical notes, he sees color associated with it. And so that idea at the very beginning of the movie permeates through the rest of it. And you can kind of see it in this Lego set, right? This rainbow of jet stream coming off the back of this jet. But it is actually his story, obviously with some creative liberties, in that all the characters are made of Lego. But it's telling his story of how he and the band that he started back in high school called the Neptunes became some of the most prolific music producers out there. And I had no idea. Obviously, everyone knows now Pharrell from things like Happy, right? Like and the big funky like 40-gallon felt hat. And that was the Pharrell that I knew. I knew very little about Pharrell until watching this movie and realizing how many bands he has produced music for. Everything from Justin Timberlake and Busta Rhymes and oh gosh, I have it here and I went off the screen. To Timbaland, Kendrick Lamar, and No Doubt, Snoop Dogg. And what's fun about this, as it's walking through his story and all the things that are happening, and the different songs and the different music that he's creating with these artists are it's an autobiography, so he's being interviewed, and also these artists are being interviewed, and it's actually these artists being interviewed, but they are now Lego-fied. So you've got a Snoop Dogg
Lego so bad.
You've got a Snoop Dogg Lego. And it's actually them voicing their characters. So in the movie, you've got Morgan Neville, you've got Kendrick Lamar, Timbaland, Justin Timberlake, Jay-Z, Daft Punk. Who else we have? Busta Rhymes, Gwen Stefani, Snoop Dogg. Like these.
I'm definitely seeing Ice Cube. Like
it's wild to watch this. The movie is really moving. The story is super like captivating, and just learning about who he is as an artist and as a person is incredible. So Patrick talked about the Lego set. One of the things that he talked about was this 52 head like Lego head wall that you create. So I'm going to show that here. See this? It says my friends, PHRIENDS. The Lego set comes with these two pilot characters, right? And this one right here is Pharrell, and this is his wife in the movie, right? Like they are both in the movie. But what he wants you to do is he's created 52 different nondescript faces, different tones, different shades, different facial blemishes, different ailments, different all sorts of things. There's a couple of characters on here. Let's see if I can find one at a glance. I can't at a glance that have hearing aids. There's some that have
there's a cleft palate.
There's a couple of vitiligos, multicolor faces. And people with like birthmarks and things like that on their face. The whole idea is that you would swap out Pharrell and his wife for the character that best depicts you and how you see yourself, and that you would become one of the astronauts flying the spaceship. And so it's just this beautiful story of creativity and love and music, and a celebration of the things that you're passionate about. And seeing all these artists come together in such a unique way is so fun. I would recommend this movie to literally anyone. Go see it while it's in theaters, because there is something about getting the music, unless you have a really good sound system at home. But the music in this film is, I mean, it drives the film for sure. And it is crazy how many songs are in this film. Well,
his catalog, like you're saying, is probably pretty.
It's deep.
Yeah,
it's deep. So anyway, piece by piece, PIECE by piece, the story of Pharrell Williams, and told in Lego. It's done, by the same people who did the Lego movie, not the directors and stuff, but like that same animation studio that did the Lego movie and Batman, like Lego Batman and all those other ones. So it brings that same level of creativity, and where all the pieces feel real. They feel like they function like how they would actually function in the real world if you were having Lego pieces. But it's the real story.
That's very cool.
With probably a handful of artistic liberties, but
I went to
super cool.
Pick this up because the set looked great.
Yes.
I went to the Lego store, asked if they had the whatever the set was called. Got it. Went to the counter, and the guy said, "Oh yeah, did you like the movie?" And I said, "I didn't know there was one." And then I got my set and I left.
I texted Patrick a picture of it. So this set is only available while the film is in theaters. Once it's not in theaters anymore, they're pulling it, and so at that point you'll only be able to get it like in an aftermarket scenario or whatever. But it's a nice set. It's a nice set, and it's actually really reasonable for a Lego set. I think it's like $109.
Mm-hmm.
For a Lego set, that's practically nothing. and it stands at like 19 and a half inches tall. It is a nice shelf piece, and how it sits on there and how it's really
cool that
dynamic.
it's at the like diagonal angle.
Yeah.
Like that's really cool.
Yeah,
It
it's
feels a bit like
I've learned
it's
from watching
defying
a
gravity.
lot of Lego Masters that that's very hard to do.
It is hard to do, and it is defying gravity, taking us back.
Yeah.
To Wicked.
Taking us back. So anyway, piece by piece, go pick up the Lego set if you want a really nice. There's some things about the Lego set that you won't get for not having seen the movie, Patrick. But for instance, on the side of the spaceship, did you see how it said Atlantis Apartments?
Sure, I don't know what that means.
Atlantis Apartments is the apartment complex where he grew up, and so it's all about this idea that he turned this place that he created into this thing that propelled him into space, basically, right? Like
That's
taking
cool.
everything back to the origin. So anyway, it's really sweet. It's a really sweet set. On top of it looking beautiful, it ties to a really, really beautiful film. So I would absolutely recommend go see Piece by Piece while it's in theaters. And if you don't get a chance when you see it on streaming, I mean, it's free to watch it on streaming. So what's stopping you from watching it? So check that out.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's it. We jam-packed that episode. That was full. That was a full hour and 30 minutes. And we're just getting started. Episode 2 starts right now.
No.
Oh, okay. I thought we were just doing every other week, but we were just doing 2 episodes each time.
Yeah. I didn't plan very well. I need to eat dinner.
Okay. All right. Well, then on that note, let's roll some dice to see what we're talking about in 2 weeks.
I got a 7. TV. Huzzah.
Let's win.
I also got a 7, so you have to re-roll.
You suck.
And then I rolled a 7.
I got a 5.
11. Okay, so you have TV, Patrick.
Yes.
I have books, which I like.
What
Cool.
an absolute, like... Do you want me to re-roll my 7 so that way it
No.
doesn't feel like I just bullied you out of it?
I got books, so I'm not mad.
Yeah, she's literally living her best life.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Andrew, I'm sorry, I didn't hear if you said what number you got.
I rolled a 5 and I got a 3, which means future, whatever you're getting ready to tell me.
You're going to be so excited. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Trivia.
What the hell is future trivia? It's just going to be trivia.
Trivia
it's just gonna
about
be
the future. Is this your best guess? It's called
What am I
Educated Guess.
about to say?
We'll check it in 10 years and see what we got right.
Yeah, it'll be a time capsule trivia. Actually, that'd be kind of fun.
It actually would be cool.
I have a challenge for y'all for next time we podcast, because next time we podcast will be the first week of November.
Yeah.
So my challenge is that we each bring a list of 3 things, like our go-to under $100 gift that we would get for like a creative or a board gamer. So I don't care like which things you pull from, but basically like
someone who's on like death row. What do you mean?
Yeah, who's signed to Death Row Records.
Yeah.
No,
for
so
someone in our community.
For Christmas?
Yeah, what are you
Okay.
gonna buy for
you
Christmas?
said it's the start of November, so I'm like,
Yeah,
Well,
you
my
got to start
point is
buying shit. Plus, I
you
went
have
to
to have
Michael's
a
this weekend, and it's
buffer.
all Christmas now. There's no
You have-
Halloween anymore.
You have to have a buffer before Christmas. That's the
Okay.
only way it makes sense. So I'm just saying, like, I want y'all to start thinking about y'all's lists of like go-to Christmas gifts for creatives, gamers, etc.
have you guys seen this? Lego set?
You don't need to
I have a
come up
couple
with
things
20
that I
things,
thought of right away.
But
yeah.
if you have like 3 things, I think that's good.
Okay, we can get 3 things. That's good. I like
Okay.
that.
Yeah,
And
that's a
hey,
good
everyone
challenge.
who's listening, come with your 3 things too.
Yeah, give us some ideas.
And actually, send me your 3 things ahead of time
So Andrew can steal them.
so that I don't have to do any of the legwork on this. It sounds phenomenal. I'll just ask ChatGPT. It's fine. I'll ask ChatGPT.
I'm going to buy you a subscription to Death Row Records. I'm assuming they have like a monthly box or something.
Yeah. They just send you all the demos. All right. Well, on that note, you can find show notes and links to the stuff we talked about over at mof1.network. While you're there, you can find an archive with hundreds and hundreds of episodes and thousands of hours of this, of just us talking. And if you enjoyed this, well, maybe have something prescribed to you. But if you did enjoy it, there's tons of episodes for you. And on the off weeks, you can find us there at any hour of the day. You don't have to wait for us to be live. You can listen to it there. Hey, and then share some of those episodes with your friends. Let them know this is a show that you enjoy, and maybe they'd enjoy it too. Maybe we are one of the 3 or 4 things. Maybe that's what it is that people would give us. That'd be nice. What are we still doing right now?
At the end?
Oh, we still got to close this episode out. So you can check out all that stuff on the website. You can find the Slack channel on there as well. Look for that little hashtag logo. That's the Slack logo. Join the conversation. Any part of the day, you can drop questions, ideas, drop the work that you're working on. There's like a ton of different channels in there, so you can join any of those conversations you want, and it's a good time. Right there on Slack. And then you can find us on social media. We're just at M of One Podcast everywhere. Like and subscribe, rate and review, do all those things. Be friends, because we're friends. And guys, we will see you in just a couple of weeks. It'll be, what's that actual day, Patrick, if you had to guess on a calendar?
I couldn't even begin to. November 7th. Let's just say that. November 5th. No.
November 5th. Yeah,
November 9th.
It's November 4th.
4th. There we go. So we'll see you back here on November 4th. But until then, I'm Andrew.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Patrick.
Hey, peace out, everybody.
Adios.
Bye.
And
What
happy
is that
Halloween.
Cooper, when Cooper was a little kid, he walked outside and he went, Halloweeny! Pointed to his penis.
Great.
Classic.
Hey, okay, there's one other thing. Hey, good night, Kate. I'm going to tell the story while you leave.
Good
I
night.
guess. Bye.
I have one more
This is a
thing.
story
too.
about Kate and she's embarrassed.
So I ordered my ballot to vote because I'm not going to be in the county when it's
You want me
voting
to go vote
time
for you?
for
Probably gonna go tomorrow.
no. So for the early voting period or whatever. So I had to order a ballot, and when you go online, you can print out the request form, or you can just fill out your information. And so I was like, well, I'll just do it online. I don't need to like print out a form. And so it takes like 4 or 5 days to get to you. I got it in on Friday, opened it up. I had digitally filled out a request in order to receive a physical request to get a ballot.
What kind
So
of
now
nonsense?
I ended up requesting my request to vote, which
Yeah,
I have
wow.
now sent in, and I am still now waiting on my ballot, which
Oh,
I'm
man.
assuming now won't be here until next week.
What
So-
an absolute waste of time and resources. What
That's
just
so funny. It's also like, what a bunch of bullshit. Like that's even an option. To
that's
do
my
that.
point.
Like
what a
that's so fucking
waste of
stupid.
resources. Why do we have
It's fine.
have
It's
this?
called voter suppression.
And no, it's fine. It's fine. And it turns out it's not postage paid. I would have assumed that. I don't know. So,
That's
Yeah,
very
it's
funny.
literally every possible hurdle to keep people from voting is
but
what
you
it
better
is.
just
believe
make it as hard as possible.
Once I got it though, I read those instructions like 12 times. I'm trying
to
not to have
to
someone-
actually request the form.
Absolutely.
now
Well,
that you have-
I don't want someone to show up at my door. You know what I'm saying? Like I just making sure I get this right.
That's the next version. Yeah.
But anyway. So now it's all done. But I just thought it was hilarious. I was so excited to like get my ballot in the mail and like just be done with it. And
It would have been way easier for you if next time you clicked the box that said you were Caucasian. That's all I have to say.
No. And I was so excited to get it to be done with it, and then I
And
felt
now
like an
you're
idiot
just
when
beginning.
I was just getting my request. So anyway.
You
I
should have
actually
enough time to like actually get the right thing now. So
I
Oh, yeah,
love
like, it was
that
so
happened to you. Like that's is such a great because you hate paper anything, and I just
Sure.
love the middle
you
finger
got
that
extra
this
paper.
gave to you.
Well, you know, I will say Texas has been really good about a lot of, like, for instance, if you want to renew your license or things like that, or like renew your registration for your
it is
car.
very
that's a
easy
great example.
to renew your license.
You just do it
here.
online. You don't
Yeah.
have to go to the DMV. You don't there are a lot of things they allow you to do through their like My
or
Texas
whatever,
ID
yeah.
site that they have. That's great. I guess this just hasn't caught up to it yet.
Yeah.
No, this is like double redundancy for no reason.
Yeah.
like
Who
it
knows?
doesn't actually.
Yeah,
do
it's the
anything.
most like bureaucratic thing I've ever heard in my life.
Maybe for the fall and winter seasons, every time the episode ends, like to designate that the episode is over, I blow this out. I think.
That would be
Just to
really
say, like,
funny.
hey,
Yeah.
thanks for joining us,
Yeah.
everybody. But until next time.
Yeah.
Is that an homage to Are You Afraid of the Dark? Didn't
Yeah,
it
I was
have
just
like
thinking-
the?
I wanted to bring
That's
that up
the
because
evil.
I missed it when Kreider actually like put it in the chat when we were talking about it, but he found the episode that I was talking about, and I like scanned it really quick while we were talking later.
While I was
and
talking,
it is
like
it is what I remember.
So
Do
you
they
So
look
that
like
episode
Sleestacks?
does exist with the lizard people.
Do they look like Sleestacks?
They're just like eggs. It's creepy.
So they
I
don't
don't-
turn into lizards?
I didn't get that far. I was trying to do this quickly while we're watching, but I'll now have to rewatch the whole thing, I guess.
Okay,
What
everybody.
is it? Sleestack. That sounds really familiar.
Sleestack from Land of the Lost.
Oh,
those lizard
yes.
people.
Yes.
They were like
this is much
anthropomorphic
cuter than I
lizards.
think it looked like in my head.
Schnozberries.
Hey, go back and watch that. Patrick, find out what episode that Jester's from. Let's all watch that Are You Afraid of the Dark episode.
Bro, that episode freaked me out as a kid.
Can we watch it as a community?
If we can find, I mean, like,
yeah, I was like,
I don't.
I think it's
No, you
probably
can
streaming
you can
somewhere.
watch all the episodes. Like that's what I was saying on that podcast. They're streaming. They're
Yeah, let's
streaming
just
the
do
entire-
it.
Let's watch it as a community. Let's do a community
do
watch.
it. Let's and in fact, so we can do that one.
It's on
We can
Paramount
do-
Plus.
Just each of us bring an episode. I'll bring.
It is in the
Jester.
comic book episode, Kreider, because it shows him on the cover of it first, and then you go into the yes.
Oh.
I'm remembering.
There was
I
one.
don't
why-
remember the Slee stacks, but I do remember these.
Do you want to? So next time do you want to watch it next time we get together? Or do you want to watch it between then? It's like a Halloween thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's do
maybe
it Halloween.
between-
Yeah, let's
yeah.
do it next week sometime.
Okay, next week sometime, we'll just ping everybody.
Yeah,
And
and then
we'll
we'll
just
hop
do,
on and we'll watch.
we'll hop
we
on
won't
to
go.
watch.
We won't go live because we can't record it.
Yeah, but we can just not. We can go live and just not save the recording. By the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And it just won't.
Like we just won't
flag
post
us?
it or anything.
Yeah, no,
Well,
no. It's as long as you don't save it to your library, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. YouTube won't like mute the sound, or Twitch won't mute the sound because it's copyright.
Well, if you're worried, the one that might would be so again if you don't save it,
Yeah.
they have nothing to mute, right? It's the same reason.
Oh, they
you'll
don't
go
mute
on
it in. They don't mute it in real time. I thought they do it.
Right, right. No,
Oh,
no.
okay,
What
okay.
YouTube will do if you play stuff that's copyrighted on YouTube, they'll just end your stream.
Live. Okay.
So like YouTube, we just won't go live on YouTube. We can just go live on Twitch. But
Great.
like
Yeah.
Twitch, if you watch Twitch, people listen to popular music all the time. But what they do is they stream with the music that you're hearing, but then they're saving locally without music. That way they have
Yeah.
a version they can put up live, or they can
Cool.
put up later. So
Okay.
anyway.
That's
Yeah.
smart.
So we'll all watch. We'll all watch Are You Afraid of the Dark next week
That'd be fun.
during spooky season. So it'll be fun. Maybe we can like we each grab a drink or something, and we just sit back and watch a scary show together. That'll be fun.
Deal.
Patrick's gonna wear his hat. All right. We will see you guys. Sounds like next week for a
Yeah.
little impromptu watch party.
Be fun.
We'll see you then.
Bye, everybody.
But for now,
Bye.
Oh, that's fun. See ya.
Some like witchy, like
I'm
Wanda
just working
Maximoff
out. Yeah.
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an Agatha
You
all
hear
along kind of thing.
everything
Yeah.
being said.
Yeah, I know.